Good morning once again. I'm Suraj, by the way. So I'm part of the APAC sales team based in Melbourne. So I will be going through the session today, both the presentation and the live demo. Thank you so very much for joining us. And today's session is literally going to be about how we can add value to your business and showcase our expertise. And if you do end up taking the free trial with us, we will have the privilege of meeting again. It would be either me or my other teammate, Peter, who will be going through your demo with your existing data. And the topic of today's session, why is Prospect CRM so perfect for Unleashed customers? As you all know, we've been working with several Unleashed customers over the past couple of years, both in the APAC and the UK market. Our product is tailor-made for Unleashed customers, and that's going to be the topic of discussion on how we can add value to your business. And also, we're going to give you some live examples and try to do some tasks to show you that, real profitable growth with the reporting tools that we've got built in and other customizable options we've got built into the CRM. Just to give you a bit more of an understanding and a bit of a testimonial left by one of our top customers, Helen from Pure Medic. As you can see on the screen, the day that she started using, Prospect, she found it amazing. The data getting pushed through immediately from Unleashed to the CRM was life-changing. Disclaimer alert, we're not going to pretty much guarantee that it's going to work the similar way, but you will be able to see some life-changing experience, like who are the customers who should have ordered by now and who's missing out on placing that repeat order. And also, just to give you a bit of a background, Prospect and Unleashed have been working together for the past 5 years. We've been closely integrated, which means the integration is deep two ways. And both of our developers have been working way more closely since we've been acquired by the Axis Group, which was about in the year 2021, 2022, if I'm not wrong. So you are in right hands, and we're going to be showing you those early return on investment in today's session straight away. And as you know, you're here today because you're either using a CRM already or you want to know what's the difference between Prospect CRM and the other solutions across the globe. To give you a bit of an example, there are literally hundreds of CRM solutions out there, and everyone's got pretty much similar star rating and pricing at this age. As you can see on the screen, we do have that similar star rating, and we have priced competitively. But one of the key differentiating factors on how we differentiate from these top three providers, most of them are catered towards a service-led business, which could be IT, management consulting, advertising, and so on, where there would be an elongated sales process and each division tries to log in their ideas or create an opportunity and having that communication going backwards and forwards, process a quote, give those pricing, and eventually sell that service. And to implement that solutions, it could take anywhere between 1, 2, or even 5 years. So that's the main focus. The early adopters of the CRMs were a service-led company. And the biggest differentiating factors between us and the top players are, as you can see, we focus on what it takes for a wholesale and distribution industry, which is analyzing the buying pattern of the customer, ensuring that we get them onto that repeat order cycle, which will in turn increase your profitable growth. And also we understand if there's any seasonality which is involved within your existing customer base. As I did mention earlier, Prospect is built specifically for Unleashed customer who sell products. So that's where we stand apart. And also the roadmap that we do on a fortnightly and monthly basis are all based on the feedback that we get from our existing customer. And one of the key things I wanted to quickly touch upon is the reviews that we've got. If you do, Google Prospect CRM or under the Access Group, you'll find heaps of testimonials and reviews on both as us as a product and a company. And we've got this niche award, which is the #1 stock of SCRM. We've been, voted as that on the various partner platforms. And you can also see, unlike other CRMs, we've got awards like the easiest setup, most implementable, highest user adoption. So these are some of the, awards many other CRMs wouldn't probably be voted as. So we're going to be showing you why exactly we've been given those awards. And one of the key areas that we're going to be focusing on today's session is this simple growth formula. It does look fairly simple, but for us to implement this, it does take quite an effort from your end and our end. With any CRMs, the top CRMs that we showed, like say Salesforce or HubSpot, the whole idea is to bring in more customers, ideally through your marketing campaigns or your opportunity management or your inquiry forms that you've listed on your website. So we do have that functionality. But we do go a step forward and try to push your customers into this mechanism, which I'm going to be breaking it down for you in the next slide, and which really focuses on increasing that higher CLTV, customer lifetime value. So together, that's equal to profitable growth. So that's the kind of formula that we're going to be focusing and reiterating on in today's session. Again, I'm pretty sure you've seen this heaps of time, the classic funnel of doing business. As I did mention, the CRM collects the leads that marketing generates through your opportunity management, cold calling, telemarketing, and inquiry forms, and then push them through a sales process once you qualify that lead. And this sales process could consist of right from that initial level face-to-face meeting, or it could also be processing that initial quote, or also sending samples if that's part of your business process. And finally, you close the deal and get the first order in. And if I do give you a quick information here, it's quite important. Most of the top CRMs that we showed to you previously, that's exactly what they focus on. They try to bring in, fill the funnel with more leads, and then yeah, they get the first order, boom, that's where the functionality kind of stops. But as you know, in wholesale and distribution, we heavily rely on that repeat order, which does increase that profitable growth. So what Prospect does is we go a step forward. We not only do we onboard your customers and we push them through that mechanism that I showed you, mentioned to you in the previous slide, which ideally focuses on your order frequency, increase in order value, and customer retention. So you don't have that leaky bucket effect where you're bringing in more customers and they're going through the other side of the funnel. But really focusing on your existing customer base, we can ensure you that profitable growth. So that's where we kind of differentiate between the traditional CRMs. And if you do wish to purchase Prospect CRM, this is what we call the growth playbook. This is something our onboarding team will sit with you and go through which are the which are the various segments that you would want to like give that attention straight away. As you can see, it's a simple breakdown of the growth formula: more customers and higher customer lifetime value. And in today's demo account, we are going to be seeing those early kind of functions which are pretty much available to you straight away, which will help us get that low investment and early return on investment. And we've also got something called the growth playbook, where we do recommend you to take that quiz as truthfully as possible. So you'll be able to benchmark yourself on where you're standing in each of these components and which are the areas that you would want to like focus on straight away. So that's a quick little way of assessing your business and your priorities. We would highly recommend you to take that quiz, and we will send you through that link as well. But coming back to the growth playbook, again, this is something, as I did mention, our onboarding team will go through step by step with you. And in today's session, we're going to be seeing how to automate a quote to order workflow. If you do have the process of sending a lot of quotes, we're going to show you how you can automate that. And also, we do have the ability to connect to any of the top email marketing tools like say MailChimp, Klaviyo, or Spotler, and you can send your campaigns right from the CRM, and all those responses will be tracked back, and you can work from the CRM itself. Before I move on, I want to quickly touch upon this acronym, which is RFM, on what that stands for. That is one of the key reporting tools we've got inbuilt in the CRM. And this is what I did mention again. When we do send you a follow-up email with yep, I did wanted to mention this at the start of the session. This session is being recorded, so if you do like to share it with any of your colleagues or you want to sit through the rerun again, please do feel free to do that, and we will send you through the links on how you can take that growth um, playbook scorecard as well. RFM, as I did mention, it is an industry standard reporting tool that we didn't build, but we've adapted in the CRM. If you do Google RFM, there's heaps of information out there. RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. It is an industry standard reporting tool. Based on the sales history from Unleashed, we have categorized your customers into champion, loyal, at risk, and so on. Champion, obviously, being the customers who buy often, spend the most, and buy oft bought recently, compared to an at-risk customer who did spend big money at one point in time, but they've dropped in revenue due to various reasons. Again, it could be the seasonality, it could be the change in buyer, or even the change in pricing. Whatever may be the reason, we do indicate those customers who are falling off that pattern. And we also have some actionable insights for you to send those tailor-made responses and ensure how you can get them back to that repeat order cycle. And we've also added another segment to this, which is the new customer. As you know, the lifeline of any business is to bring in as many as new customers. You want more customers to buy your goods for you to increase that profitable growth. So what we've done here is the research has proven once when you onboard a new customer, only when they place the fourth order, that's when they consider you as a potential supplier, as a regular ordering supplier, which means that until they've placed the fourth order, they will remain in this segment. So this gives an opportunity for your sales team to work with them a bit more closely, build that relationship organically, and eventually push them up through the segment and make them your loyal and champion customer. Um, so yeah, that's ideally what we're trying to achieve with all the customers that we onboard. And that's the million dollar question. That's the whole reason why we're here today. What is integrated? You would like to know, what's the kind of information that's flowing through? We've got a nice little graphic for you. Um, so it is a deep two-way integration, as I did mention to you earlier. Both our developers work very closely together, and it's pretty tight two-way integration that we've got going on. So from the data import, when you do start a free trial, we pull through all your currencies, right from any home currencies that you're dealing with, any suppliers currency that you're POs that you buy in, all that gets pulled through, and also the taxes that you deal with, and also the warehouses. You might have multiple warehouse locations where the stock gets moved from or where it's located. That data gets pulled through as well. Obviously, we've got your customer information and your supplier's information, right from the basic address and who's your contact point, and any other key information that you've, what price list do they belong to. All that key information gets pulled through, and we've got end-to-end, data being pulled through regarding your products and inventory, right from the SKU code name, the stock available, and as I did mention, which warehouse is it located. That key little information gets pulled through as well. Finally, all the sales orders, invoices, and any credit note that you've processed in Unleashed, that key information gets pulled through as well. And what do we do with all this data? We process that through and we give you a bit of a sales analysis, which does include like RFM analysis that I showed you in the previous slide, Magic Matrix tool, missing order alert. We've got AI integrated in the CRM. All these tools straight away give you that ROI that you're looking for, which we will be showing you today. And we also go a step forward and we have the ability to process new sales orders into the CRM. Once when you do that, that gets pushed into Unleashed as a draft sales order, and then your operations team can confirm it and then pick, ship, and invoice it. It's as simple as that. And then moving on, we do have the ability to create new products in the CRM as well. This could ideally be mainly for quoting purposes or any customers who've got like a wide range of catalog and they don't want to create, all the products in Unleashed on the go. If they do want to do a customized kind of a quote, it is a bit of a catch-22 situation, but we do have the ability to create that. And then once it gets confirmed, you can create the product in Unleashed and save it accordingly. And the primary function of the CRM is new customers, ideally new prospects. So we have the ability to hold as many as new prospects you like in the CRM. And you can also create tasks and enter those notes, create follow-up tasks, send emails, and you can pretty much add them to a campaign if you've got a prospect list. And then, as I did mention, once when you export that list, you can connect it to MailChimp or Klaviyo. Any responses from that campaign gets pulled through back into the CRM, and then you can work on it accordingly. So that's the kind of information that we use, and we kind of formulate these various reports. Um, Without further ado, let's quickly go on to the demo. And also another quick thing, we do have a Q&A session towards the end. I'm going to try to finish the session and give like at least a good 5 minutes for the Q&A session. So please feel free to drop in any questions if you've got as we go. Let me quickly move my screen. I hope you're able to see my screen all right. Let me double check on that. Yes, we're good to go. So this is exactly how, when you do start a free trial, the UI feature looks like. Right now, I am connected to a fictitious company called Coffee and Beans. Please do bear with me if there's a bit of data integrity issues. or any missing data. I'm pretty sure it's up to date, but just want to give you get an excuse from you before we start. Um, so this is basically a company that's got everything to do with coffee beans, coffee machinery, anything to do with coffee. They pretty much sell to a wide range of customers, and this is exactly what we call the account manager's dashboard. It is a reflection of all the customers who you're working with and who have placed an order with you at least once. And this can be, there are various other dashboards we will be touching upon in today's session. And this screen can be locked to certain account managers. So if you don't want your account managers to be viewing the entire operations, you want them to focus only on the accounts that they deal with and the kind of revenue that they bring in. This can certainly be configured according to your requirement. And just coming back to the main dashboard again, and just picking up from where we left in the presentation, RFM, as you can see, based on the sales history from Unleashed, we've categorized your customers into champion, loyal, at risk, and so on. If I click on one of your customers over here, with the integration, we pull through pretty much all the contact information from Unleashed. Just bear with me for a few seconds. Yep. As you can see over here, we pretty much pull the segment, the customer, and whichever account managers you've set up, the first order date, the last order date, and the total order count since the time they've come on board as a customer. The beauty of the CRM is we just don't project you the data, but we also give you some actionable insights with this three-dot menu. So we do have the ability to push this, save this to Excel, and make this into a contact list. And you can also pretty much add them to a campaign, as I did mention earlier. And any responses that you get from this campaign will get saved under marketing, under campaigns, and then you can work through the responses. And we also have integration to Google Maps, which will show you the show on map section. And if you do want your account managers to, plan their road trips, they can get that, we can pull specific reports based on postcode and they can plan their trip accordingly. So that's the kind of information that we pull through from the integration. Just quickly going on, again, if I quickly jump on to one specific customer over here, let's go to the champion customer. Let's focus on the Byron Bay Coffee. And just want to show you what are the information that gets pulled through. So we do pull through the classic information like the phone number, website that you've set up. And we've got an activity feed here, which shows you, what's the kind of orders that have come through on a regular basis on a top level view and with a monthly split as well. So you can be on top of that. And we also give you some categorization section here, which shows you the account manager, territory, industry, and priority. And the good news is with the CRM, we are highly customizable and flexible. So if you do feel that priority is not part of something that you wouldn't be using as a part of your business process, you can configure that according to your requirement. And similar to that, you can customize this entire screen. If you do feel like it's a bit too populated and you want to keep it as crisp as possible, you can pretty much, take out a few fields and you can keep it as clean as possible, preview it and save it accordingly. And also similar to that, we have got these tabs over here, which pulls that information from Unleashed. We do pull through any shipping address you've set up in Unleashed. And as I did mention, we've got postcode lookup just by entering the postcode number. If you do want to add an additional address, that can be captured right here in the CRM. Context again, right now you might be working with Toby, who's your main decision maker and the general manager. We do have a deep two-way integration, which means any contacts that you create here in the CRM, if you enable the two-way sync, it will be pushed back into Unleashed. So it will save you a lot of double handling from your end. Moving forward, the CRM can be the single source of truth for all your contact information regarding the customer. And we don't have any limitations saving the number of contacts under an opportunity or a customer. And all the CRM things like opportunity, problems, and quotes, I'll quickly come back to. Documents is a key area where any emails that you send or any project proposal documents that you send to the customer will get saved right here. It's quite easy to go through that. And that's the link to open this account in, that's the sync with Unleashed. You know what's the customer type they belong to, and any basic information like what are the price lists do they belong to, the tax code, and what are their payment terms. If they're on stop credit, all the key information gets captured on this particular tab. just quickly going back to the details section. On the right, we've got the at-a-glance section, which shows you the segment they belong to. The spend in the last 365 days compared to the previous 365 days, they are not doing quite well, but just that top level view to see how well they've been tracking. And if you do set up your financial year to date, we do capture that information as well. And this is what I did mention to you about the Google Maps integration on where exactly they're located. Um, and if you do click on one of these tiles over here, it's going to take us to the sales transaction tab. And it's quite different from what we showed you on the activity feed on the top level view of what are the sales order. But this gives you a breakdown of all the SKUs, that line by line view of all the SKUs that they've ordered so far, if they've been ordered, delivered, and invoiced, the currency that you're dealing with, the base value, and the margin that you make with each of these orders, and also the list of the transaction date. If you're after a particular, a SKU or an order, you can pretty much have the ability to search that over here. And if you do just type beans, you'll be able to see the list of times and the number of times that they've got the beans from you so far. So that's the kind of options and functions that we provide with each of our reports. And you might also ask me a quick question. Okay, we're happy to see the list of products that they've got. We do want a bit more of a deep analysis, and on the reporting side, the sales analysis is the ideal stop. So this gives you the top level view of the segment, the spend, the order frequency, and the last order date. Um, as you can see over here, this is what we call the invoice value by month, and that's the order value by month. Um, and at any given stage, if you only want to focus on 2024, you can quickly zoom in and you can see how well they've been performing, and you can quickly zoom out. Once when you open this report, we give you a list of the spend based on the month. You can see November last year was a pretty good month, followed by August, July. They've been fairly consistent. No wonder they're your champion customer. And if you do quickly go down, we give you the breakdown of the top products that they've got from you so far. Um, as you can see, that's a simple breakdown with this interactive pie diagram. You can see uh, the Oracle Espresso is the Breville machine is 32.6%, followed by another SKU, which is 24.4%. You get the idea of the breakdown, and that's again by value, and that's by frequency. And I'll quickly come back to this magic metrics analysis towards the end of the session. This is a crucial little reporting tool which will help you analyze any cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base. For instance, Byron Bay Coffee have got these 4 categories from you so far, and they're totally unaware of these other 4 categories. So in the CRM, we have the ability to run targeted marketing campaigns where you can pretty much run for sugar sticks, make them aware of that. And then if they're interested through the campaign, you can create an opportunity, track that opportunity, and finally make them buy that category. I'll show you a bit more of a global view, but just wanted to quickly mention the functionality of this particular tool. And now if I quickly click on one of these tools for one of these products for you, so yeah, just open that report for you. So that gives you a bit more of a global view on the top products that they've got from you so far. The Breville coffee machine is by far being the top product. They've ordered it close to 181 times, 181 units, and that's the value. We give you a bit of a descending value of the top products, and they've totally got close to 15 SKUs from you so far since the time they've come on board as a customer. And if I click on this product for you, this is where we get the tagline of the #1 stock OS CRM. So through the integration with Unleashed, we just don't pull your existing customer data, but we also pull through your product files as well. When I showed you the graphic on the two-way sync, so that's the kind of information that we pull through with the integration. And we got the basic information like the SKU code, name, list price, cost price, and the total stock available. Which category does it belong to? If it is a stockable item, and any images you've set up in Unleashed so far. Um, and Unleashed, as you can see on this note here, this record cannot be edited. Unleashed will still remain your master data. So any changes that you want to make to this particular SKU, you still have to make it in Unleashed, and through the overnight sync, it will reflect back into the CRM, and all the changes will be amended accordingly. Um, and on the left here, we've got the stock level. This gives you the breakdown of, as I did mention to you earlier, in the previous graphic, we give you the breakdown of the stock, different locations you've got, and if it's in different regions as well, we give you that information. If you've given us access to the purchase suppliers information, we show you any the back orders which are due. This could be quite crucial because if you're out of stock and you want to let the customer know when is the next shipment due, rather than jumping between Unleashed and any other software, you can use the CRM as a central point of contact and get all that information sorted out in a second. Sales transactions, similar. This gives you the line-by-line view of the most recent orders by for this product. Byron Bay by far have been the top selling customer for this product. You can see they've been ordering fairly on a regular basis. With the sales analysis, again, it's a bit more of a deep dive in. We give you the list of the top buyers so far and what's the kind of revenue that the Breville coffee machine has generated so far. As I did mention, Byron Bay is the top company, followed by Beanbag, Rosanna Coffee, and so on. But if you do come down, this report over here, it actually understands a bit of a seasonality and buying pattern of this product. And as I did mention, you can save any of our reports to Excel and use this as a forecasting list for your next financial year and hold stock accordingly. So if you do look at, say, 2023 May has been one of the top selling months with 56 units being sold. And other than that, it's been fairly quiet. So you can certainly hold stock accordingly for the next financial year based on this tool, based on this report as well. Images and files. I mean, moving forward, if you do wish to use the CRM, rather than saving your images on like a spreadsheet or like Google Drive or any Dropbox, the CRM can be a central point of contact, and you can add as many as additional images and link any spec documents along associated with the product right here in the CRM. Price tiers, you might have various price tiers right from the VIP wholesale or any price tiers that you've set up in Unleashed. We do honor that in the CRM as well. And finally, we've got another option here. The whole idea of the CRM is to increase your average order value. I'm going to show you some tools which will help you understanding the order frequency. But this particular tool, feature here is we have the ability to link products to the coffee Breville machine. And right now we are linked two products, which is the knockbox and the coffee grinder. Um, right now we have mentioned it as a recommended. If you're on the phone with a customer and if you do come across saying that, if you ask them how many coffees do they make an hour, if they say 30, maybe this is a good fit. But if they're making 100 cups an hour, they might need a bigger machine. So you can link products as an upgrade. So which means that you don't have to jump back and then look for the product. It'll list straight away. So what this means is every time you quote this product on a quote, whichever products you have recommended as a must sell, recommended, or upgrade will come up as a prompt, encouraging your sales reps to increase their average order value. We will give you a live example on how that looks like, but just thought I should mention that as well, as that's a key little feature we've got. And quickly moving back, so that's pretty much the power of the integration. Just to give you a top level view on what is pulled through from the integration. Just going back to the dashboard and quickly coming to the on the right here. Till now, we focused on RFM analysis. We deep dived into one customer. We saw the customer information and the product information. Coming back to the main screen, missing order alert. These two reports here, again, reiterating back to the growth formula. This focuses on the order frequency. So we do have a bit of AI integrated in the CRM, which kind of calculates the average order cycle between each of your customers. Your account managers will love this because they know who exactly has missed out on placing an order with the due date. We also show you a top level view on what's the shortest time they've taken to place an order and what's the longest time they've taken to place an order and what's the kind of average order value that's sitting in with this record. And if, say, cars and coffee, it's been 136 days since they've taken, that's how long they've taken to place an order. If they do place an order today, the system does recalculate this report, and they get pushed out of this. So that's another little early return on investment, even during the free trial, if you do decide to take that. And most customers have got so many benefits just from this one report. So just for this report, we would highly recommend you to take the free trial as well. And another report that focuses on the seasonality and the order frequency is the customer trends report. Again, we do segment your customers into growing, static, and declining. But the difference between the RFM and this report is if you open that, we give you the split of the spend. For instance, if you look at a good example over here, Top Golf Melbourne, the spend in the last 365 days is, that's the value compared to the previous 365 days. There's a significant jump, which is a great sign. Similar to that, if you see the Right Coffee Company, there's a bit of a drop in revenue. the whole idea of this report, if I just hit the difference button, you can run targeted marketing campaigns to the ones who are dropping in revenue, or you can pretty much export that contact list, give them a call, at least try to find out the reasoning behind what's the main reason behind the drop in revenue, or you can run a targeted marketing campaign. So that's the kind of return on investment that we provide, the kind of actionable insights we do provide if you do take a free trial. And needs engagement again is based on how frequently, if I just quickly jump on to the integrations tab, just to give you a bit more of an understanding. Right now, when you do take a free trial, you will be connected to Unleashed as your primary account. And we have the ability to connect and pull through your invoices. So you can, if you use Xero or QuickBooks, that will be pulled through as well. And apart, all this is part of the integration. And if you do use any of these email marketing providers, we have the ability to connect to them. Stripe, which is an online payment gateway, if you want to treat your customers on a per forma basis, that can be honored in the CRM. And to track all your communications going backwards and forwards, we do have the ability to connect to Microsoft Office or Gmail as well, so that we can track all those information that you're having with your customers as well. So one of the reasons why I showed you this slide over here is based on how frequently you've logged an activity or set a task or entered a note or sent an email, this report will get reflected accordingly. So if you do miss out on reaching out to any of the customers, this is an ideal way to start that and ensure that you're reaching out to each one of your contacts. Problems is an after-sales ticketing solution that some of our customers use. As you can see, some examples primarily for logging damaged goods on delivery, any manufacturing issues, or any warranty and claims issue. We'll try to give you a quick example on the workflow and see how well you can configure the statuses and the various steps according to your requirement. And close rates again, any new opportunities that you're working on, say if you won or lost, will reflect in this particular report over here. This could ideally be for an existing customer, for an account upsell, or for a new prospect. I'll show you a quick little glimpse on the various reports we've got that you can use and track all your opportunities. 12 months order is pretty much self-explanatory. It's based on any orders that have come through with in the current calendar year with a monthly split. And we also give you a top level information of a comparison between this month and last month. And if I open that report, just wanted to show you the integration again is pretty much live. When you process a sales order, it will reflect back into the CRM if you're processed in Unleashed, or in the CRM, it will reflect in Unleashed, vice versa. So that's how deep two-way integration we've got. And now I'm just going to do some live examples for you. Just with the global search, I'm just going to type Michelle. Sorry if I can spell. Uh, so yeah, Michelle. That's with the global search. Any key characters that you type, let's say if you even type Browns, we will be able to pull through all the key information that are associated with this particular character over here. And right now we're going to be working with Michelle Dury, who is an existing customer, and she's the main decision maker. I guess some of our customers have this function of process of sending quotes. This is what we call the breadcrumb menu. So you know where exactly you're situated in the CRM. On the Browns of Ipswich, similar to Byron Bay Coffee, they're a loyal customer. You can see the spend and you can see any tasks that you've set up. So just quickly going back to that section, all that Michelle wants to do is to say she needs a quote sent out so she can get approval from a manager and she can send you the PO accordingly. Before we do that, under this contact over here, we highly recommend you to work under a contact so you can track back if you were working rather than a company. A contact is much easier to track back that information that you're sending. And if you do want to process a sales order directly, there's no issues whatsoever. It's as simple as that. You can create, it will choose the price list that you have set up, and then you can choose the products, hit confirm, that will be pushed into Unleashed as a draft sales order, and then your operations team can pick, ship, and invoice it. But just for the demo purpose, I'm just going to do a quote instead. Before we do a quote, I want to show you a few key information. Like we do have the task manager capability, which I'll show you on the problem tracking record. And we also have the ability to send emails, which again, we'll show you when we send tailor-made template as well. So under the plus icon over here, you can go in and choose the quote, and you can choose this as top of order. And you can also choose if there's a regular pattern that Michelle orders or certain customer orders. If there's certain packs that you sell, like say gold pack or silver or bronze, you can set that up. So rather than keying in those cues, you can save the time and just choose that template. The PO will be, the quote will be pre-populated automatically. That's another little feature we've got. And you can also choose a salesperson. And once all this gets pre-populated, because it's already set up, once when you hit create, we go to the landing page of the quote. And if Michelle does give you a PO number, you can pretty much enter that right here. Or if you do come down, the CRM is pretty smart. If you do hit the drop-down menu, it'll show you only the most frequently ordered items by Michelle. So you can pretty much choose maybe the coffee beans, and you can also, choose the Breville. Let's say one of the key products that we wanted to choose was the Breville coffee machine. So if I hit that, so this is exactly what I wanted to show you. So we did have two products as recommended. So they have come up as a prompt. And if you're on the phone and if Michelle would like to add the product, it also shows you the stock available. You can hit the toggle button and hit continue, and that gets populated straight away. And if you do want to see a bit more of a global search, once when you come to the drop down, we give you the multi-line quoting system where you can go pretty much and you can enter it on the go, and you can also see the total stock available. And if Michelle is asking what are the products that I buy recently, you can pretty much hit the recently purchased. You can go maybe 10 units of the Colombian beans and Ethiopian beans. You can add, and if you're after a particular category, you can again go back to the search product and then choose any categories you've set up in Unleashed, like say home coffee equipment, or you can choose the ingredients. So all that gets captured straight away. So that's pretty much how easy you can, process a quick quote. And there are a few other things that we can do with a quote. Say, if Michelle is part of a price list where she's got an additional rebate of 5 or 10%, you can pretty much edit that right here in the CRM. So you can go in and then give that additional 10% over here, and that gets captured. And also we do similar to Unleash. We've got a profitability report, which shows you again the margin and the markup that you're making with each of the product, any attributes that are associated, and the breakdown of the stock as well. And as I did mention, there are a few other flex functions we can do um, with a quote. We can add a group, which means that, we can go choose this as machine, and we can choose the other one as beans. The UI feature gives you the nice little way how you can, project the kind of information. Say if you've got like certain categories and certain parts that you are, quoting, and you want them to be part of the same product group. This is another little option we've got in the CRM. And from here, there are a few ways of sending this sending this quote. So you can either choose a document template we've got inbuilt, or we can replicate, which could be a quote document. It's a standard Word document which could be edited according to your requirement. And if you do wish to come on board with Prospect, we will try to replicate the similar quote template you've got in Unleashed. That'll be done as a part of the onboarding service. Or there are few other ways of sending this quote, which is again going and sending an email. We do highly recommend you to send an email. One of the main reasons being is we've got like set templates, and you can configure as many as templates on the go. For instance, if you do want to see the basic cover, basic email quote, that's exactly how the quote template looks like. If you do want a bit more a professional way, we've got the simple cover PDF, which does come with action buttons. So I'm just going to quickly show you, how this looks. This is the quote to order workflow that I was talking to you about, which does put the onus on the customer. Um, but let's not do it over here. I'm just going to show you how the template looks like. Let me quickly go and download that for you. Just bear with me for a few seconds, please. Yes. So that's exactly how the core template looks like. And we've got the various categories that we did, segment. You can see the machine and the beans. And if Michelle is happy with the product, and we also have the ability to configure these images. And if Michelle is happy with the product and the pricing, she can go in and press approve. That's going to take us to the landing page of this payment gateway or the confirmation. She can go hit the PO number. And then once she hits approve, we capture the IP address and the PO number. And this just gets pushed to back into the CRM as, yeah, thank you for approving the quote. So Michelle, so we have the ability where the customer can approve the quote, and this comes back into the CRM. I'm not going to bother sending this email now. Let me quickly refresh the screen for you. And right now it says waiting to be confirmed. And soon after, we'll be getting a notification, on the bell icon over here that there's a new, PO that's come through. And then it'll be pushed into Unleashed, and where the rest is history, as I've mentioned before previously. As you can see, that's a confirmed sales order, and this will get pushed into Unleashed as well. By all means, we do have the ability to confirm the quote right here from the CRM, but we just wanted to give you an example of the quote to order workflow on how it looks like on the customer's end and how they can confirm the quote. And apart from that, just a few more things I want to show you. We do have, ability to connect to Stripe, which is an online payment gateway. If you do feel like they're not part of your 30-day payment terms and you want to get that payment up front, you can get that payment straight away. And similar to that, we have integration. Through the integration, we pull through all the delivery methods. And if you are shipping to regional Australia or New Zealand or any other part of Asia, if there's any shipping cost involved, you can configure that settings and add that in the CRM. So that's exactly how you service an existing customer and add those recommended products and increase that average order value. Nice and easy. So I'm quickly going back to the main dashboard. The few other things, we're pretty mindful of the time. And as I did mention, I'm going to give a good 5 minutes for any questions at the end. There are a few things I want to show you, which is handling a new prospect. So if you do get like if you do have heaps of prospects that you maintain on a spreadsheet, we do have the ability to do a data import, and you can get all that information pulled into the CRM. And also with this create button over here, we've got the ability to create companies on the go. There's no limitation to that. You can also create contacts, and you can also create opportunities for a new prospect. It could be a new store, and you can choose the pipeline for new customer. And for the statuses we've got from unqualified to won or lost or dead. Again, these can be configured based on your requirement. And finally, you can choose the size of the opportunity you're working on, the source, if did it come through a website or telemarketing, and then you can hit create and you can track that opportunity. Nice little way to be on top of all the opportunities. And finally, we've got the inquiry forms, which means that we have the ability to create your own inquiry forms, host it on your website, and any inquiries that come through from the website will be saved under marketing and inquiries. And then your marketing or sales team can qualify it and then pretty much push through, create a new contact here in the CRM. So if you do get a notification from, especially from an opportunity or a new inquiry coming in. So that's the notification setting. Right now, you can go in, any inquiries that come through, it's pretty much instant, will flow through the CRM and will be saved under the bell icon over here. You might have so many other new tasks that are coming through. And also any new orders, that new customer accounts, you can make that as instant if someone's confirming it. And new orders coming through, like how Michelle confirmed the sales order, that can also be made pretty much instant coming through. So that's the other way of capturing all that information. So I did mention, promise to you, there are two things which we're going to touch upon is the problems and the magic matrix. Let's say, again, with Michelle, let's go back to Michelle. And let's say one of the bean bags that we had, one that she ordered recently 4 minutes ago, has been damaged and she would like to get a claim process. So how do we do that kind of a function? So under the plus symbol again, we can go create a problem, and so we can say bean bags damaged, and you can choose the source. You can see it's a delivery issue, but if you do choose it as a product issue, we do have a pipeline where you can pretty much log the statuses, RMA number. You can track the entire, if it has to be serviced, a part has to be replaced, all that can be configured to your requirement. But just for this purpose, I'm going to say it's a delivery issue. And once when you hit create, that's going to take us to the landing page of that problem. You can see you need to set a follow-up task. So what I'm going to do is pretty much go in and create a follow-up task. And I can pretty much assign this task to the support person who's working with any product issues that we've got. Like say, if Tim is the one who's responsible for that, I can action it to him, or I can assign one to myself and say, uh, collect the photo of the damage. And you can choose this for a specific time and date. And then once when you hit save, this is going to reflect on the activity feed. And then it's as simple as that. And one other key things that we get asked is, and you can also set when do you want to collect that information? Do we have in a mobile app? Yes, we don't have a mobile app, but we've got a responsive app which shows you, pretty much where exactly you can access that information if you're on the go. And say if you're on the store, and you can pretty much go in. Uh, and if you want to upload a photo, you can pretty much click a photo and upload it, the picture of the damage straight away, and that gets saved on the activity feed. So that's the kind of flexibility that we've got. As long as you've got internet, you can use the CRM at any point in time. One of the main reasons is we do constant updates, and having a responsive app gives you the most recent features of the CRM. So that's pretty much how you track an opportunity. And once you've resolved it, you can pretty much go in and say, close successfully, and then you can hit clear task, save. So this gives invisibility for the entire team on the list of problems that you're dealing with, and how you've resolved it successfully and so on. And going back to that particular report, you can see right here, and that'll damage beanbag. So that's something, if I quickly reflect over here, refresh that. So that's the beanbag damage 2 minutes ago, and that's been closed successfully. And you can see the ones which are open and for what's the duration like. And similar to that, if I quickly go in under sales, I did mention about the various reports we've got. We've got heaps of reports in the CRM, like customers who've got, like, say, the beanbags, Colombian beanbags, but not the Ethiopian ones. You can track that. And this is the new opportunities one, where, you might have hundreds of opportunities that you're working on. We do have the ability with Atmos filtering options. You can add filters to, filter it by statuses and salesperson. And you can see with the status, you would want to see only the ones which are in quoting stage. Otherwise, you can also see the ones which are in, audit and so on. We do provide utmost flexibility for you. And we've also got the Kanban view, which is in sales process, which is pushing to close. You can quickly move that when you have your sales forecast meetings. And we've got a similar report with a monthly breakdown as well, which is going to be falling in this month and which is going to be in the coming quarter or the next months. So that's another little report. And we do have, if you feel like none of these reports are, suitable for you, you can make your own reports on the go. We do have a step-by-step process on how you can create that as well. And lastly, before I move on to the magic metrics, I want to quickly touch upon these other dashboards. Sales rep dashboard is pretty much any, like we do have a leaderboards to track how well your sales reps have been performing, any current pipeline that you're working on, opportunities, and also, like any quotes that you've sent up, all that can be tracked over here in this particular tab. Sales managers report, it's a bit more of a holistic approach and a comprehensive view, which gives you the difference, the breakdown of the various years and how well you've performed, the total customers that you deal with, the net change, and all that key information gets captured. And any closed deals or lost opportunities and all the problems that you're dealing with gets captured right here. And if I quickly jump on to the Magic Matrix dashboard, this is one of the key reporting logics apart from RFM and missing out a report in the CRM. This is a Harvard Business School idea, which we've adapted in the CRM. If I do just quickly point my cursor on the home coffee equipment, you can see till now only 24 customers have bought them and 18 customers are unaware of that. If I quickly open that category for you, so we can see if you put your customers on the x-axis and the product on the y-axis. Just to give you a quick example, Byron Bay Coffee, they've got your home coffee equipments, ingredients, and machines and ready to purchase, but they've never got coffee carts or sugar sticks. And if you do look at that, most customers have not got your coffee carts or sugar sticks, especially. So how do we run a targeted marketing campaign right here from the CRM? So these are the categories that we've got, and you can choose the RFM segment. You want to run this campaign only to champion, loyal, new customers, don't lose them, and at risk. And you can also choose the industry that you want to run to, maybe only to your wholesale or retailers, and also the customer types that you have set up in Unleashed as well. So the moment when you hit the build awareness campaign over here, we're only going to be focusing on the sugar sticks. And we've already set the segments. So you can see there are totally 20 customers. Once when you hit next, we're only going to run to the ones who are unaware of. So you've got 20 customers out of that list. Once when you hit next, you can create a new campaign activity right here in the CRM, name it as sugar sticks, and you can export that contact list to MailChimp, Klaviyo, Spotler, formulate your email, add your flyers, and then push that campaign through. We're not going to go through that whole process here, but that's just an example. So the moment you do that, what happens to Byron Bay Coffee over here is that turns into amber, which means right now they're aware of that category. And if they do come back through a response on the campaigns and say they're interested, they would like to know more, then you can create an opportunity under Byron Bay Coffee, which means that this report, this will turn into blue, which means they've got an opportunity and you've sent a quote. And eventually, when they buy that category from you, that'll turn into green. So the whole idea is to understand and analyze as many as cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base and make this report as green as possible, which will in turn push your profitable growth. And having said that, that is pretty much the end of the session. Thank you very much for patiently sitting through today's session. To go through all the features and functionality of the CRM, I believe we might probably be sitting here till the end of today or early tomorrow. So I hope I captured some of the key features and functionality that you're after, and you did find the session useful. I'm going to quickly jump onto the just bear with me for 1 second, please. Just switching my screen. Hope you can see my screen all right. Let me quickly check. Yep, perfect. So from here, what are the next steps ideally? Like what would you, what are you trying to achieve from this particular session? We would ideally recommend you to take a free trial, just to show you the kind of steps on how you can get your existing data pretty much reflect in the CRM, and we can give you those actionable insights and run a specific personalized demo for you, either by me, myself, or Peter. There are a few ways of taking a free trial, which is through our website. You can do that, and you can copy your Unleashed API ID and key and paste it, and then you can sit back and relax. Or the most easiest way, and I personally would recommend, is to going into your Unleashed account and then pretty much taking a free trial from there through the integrations tab and store. And it's pretty much automatic, and it might take about 24 to 48 hours based on the kind of data that you have at your end. So having said that, I think we've come to the Q&A session. So we've got a bit more time. I was pretty mindful of the time to ensure that we finish before the scheduled 1 hour time. Please feel free to ask any questions, and then I can address it accordingly.